Welcome back, TK players. Today we're going to add another horse to our farm. There are a couple of ways that you can do this, but the one we're going to look at today is getting what is called a yearling foal. To do this, we go to auctions and buy a yearling. As you can see, you can get a yearling from any one of these places. The cost is the same, and it's only in your home region. We're going to pick two of the different spots. Now, we can build the excitement by revealing one stat at a time, or we can reveal it all at once. I'm going to do reveal all at once. It'll take a moment for your yearling to come to your stable. And when you see your yearling, it'll come with its own name, and all yearlings will be 2 years old. No horse in TK can be younger than 2 years old. It'll have always a medical, a physical that is of adequate prestige. Also, if you noticed, it'll have all of the other attributes that our normal horses do. Now, to look in more depth, click on her name. As you can see, her overall rating is 16. She has no breeding history, and she has not raced. As you can see, she doesn't have nearly as good a stats as our starter horses. And you'll also notice that she doesn't have much experience at all. To work with this, we can train her to be a better horse. Now, one of the things you want to make sure is that you actually have enough space in your barn for your new horse. To do this, go to your Stables tab and Facilities and Training. Remember, this is where we also changed our training, our veterinary, and to change how many horses we have, you go to Adjustment. Here you'll see that we have 5 stables and we have 5 horses. If we had more stalls than horses, then we would be able to sell one to the public. If, on the other hand, we had less, our medical condition would decrease on all of our horses. Make sure that you always have at least the same number of stalls as horses. The maximum number of stalls that you can have is 30. Also, you'll see in these tabs that you have administration, and this is where you can get an administrative assistant so you can sell more things to the public, and specialist facilities. Specialist facilities we'll go over in a later video. Now that we have gotten our horse, we want to make sure that she has a vet or two because her medical condition is so low. Remember, we need to do increased capacity, and we'll get 2 vets for her. You have to buy vets individually, and the maximum number of vets you can have is 60, with a maximum of 12 vets per horse. Now, if we go over to training, also, we'll want to give her some training, so let's increase our capacity. Same thing with training as with vets. The maximum you can have is 60, and the maximum you can train any horse is 12 per week. Let's give her some starting stalls and apply changes. Now, I would not recommend racing your yearling if you want to keep it the first week. Remember, you want to race your horses when they are at vigorous health. The other way you can get a horse is through the auctions. Here, you go to Auctions homepage, and you go for horses for sale. Now, I like to make sure that I'm not getting any horse that can't race. And you can add some variety. Now, because we don't know what we want, we're just going to go with a blank search. Here it'll tell you how much each of the horses is going for, if they have a minimum bid, such as this one, or if someone is bidding on them. As you can see, there's a wide range of horses on sale at any given time. It's always a good idea to go through, but make sure that you don't overspend on a horse. Typically speaking, most horses that you're going to buy in the auctions are going to be more expensive than your current horses. So make sure you know what you're buying. In a later video, we'll go through more of the mechanics of buying a horse. Also, there is one other way to get a horse into your stable, and that would be by breeding. That we will go through later on in the season. Breeding is one of those things that you really want to be careful about doing early on. Your starter horses, as you can tell, are only around 30 overall rating, whereas a lot of the bred horses are usually well above 50. The maximum overall rating that a horse can have is 100. And generally speaking, the higher the rating, the better the foal will be. Also, as a side note, all horses that are bred takes 3 weeks for the foal to be born. And during that time period, your mare cannot race. When you're starting out, this can be a very big handicap since you only have a few horses in your stable. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next video.